Hello, everyone. This is I'm Yakel Zerwin from filmfestivalcircuit.com and the assistant director of the Portland Comedy Film Festival. We're gearing up for our fall 2023 screening, which is going to take place on October 15th at the beautiful historic Clinton Street Theater. And today we're talking with one of our participating filmmakers. Drew Roberts is the creator of Porch. Drew, thank you so much for being with me today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So the Porch is a really cool one. First of all, what inspired you to make this film?
Yeah, let's see. It was going to be part of a sort of series of vignettes. I was
Okay.
envisioning, I wanted a sort of an ongoing project to make a bunch of videos for, and I thought it'd be cool to have a series of videos centered around a porch, people sitting on the porch having conversations. This one is kind of a chase scene. I don't know. I thought maybe I'd build the porch and then, generate ideas around that. I ended up kind of abandoning the porch vignette through line. So we're left with just this random scene.
Okay.
So it's a one-off. Yeah.
Totally. And it looks like there was a very interesting means of production behind this one. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. Let's see. So I got into animation years ago with stop motion, and then I got into 2D. And then the company I was working for got a green screen. So then I was really excited about green screen and visual effects for a while. So yeah, I feel like this kind of combines, a lot of the different steps of just sort of the different stops along the way in terms of discovering animation and learning animation. So this was made in the back of my apartment here in Brooklyn. I did a very sort of ragtag operation with a green screen setup. I got a treadmill. I painted it green. I put on kind of a weird bodysuit. One of the things I became interested in was, using a green screen approach where the characters themselves are, taking on sort of an animated look instead of taking people and putting them into animated worlds.
Right.
Like pushing the stylistic part of the characters themselves. So yeah, that's where the weird bodysuit came in. Also, it made it easier to duplicate myself and not hire a bunch of people. So
Right.
all the people on the porch, it's just me in a spandex bodysuit with sort of animated mouths on them and everything. So yeah, some of it was like a logistical, pragmatic choice, and some of it's stylistic. So yeah, it's a
Very
funky
cool.
one, I guess.
Well, I love the self-sufficiency of it, and I also like that. It's not like you said, it's not a human characters green screened into a cartoon world, which is immediately quirky and recognizable. But this is sort of like hard to figure out exactly what's going on. The aesthetic's very fluid. It's cool animation. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it. And then I kind of want to ask a little bit about the idea of it, which you talk a bit about in your director's statement, which is that, the world is overcrowded. What if we just blew up everyone with poor taste? Which is
Yeah.
it's funny. I'm curious if how you got to that. How you came up with
Yeah, it's funny. I was talking about the vignette of Porches
it. Hmm.
shorts being something I backed away from. And then even within that, this scene was going to be part of sort of a bigger scene where you would get more of the explanation. Why is this guy doing this? Who is this invisible dude? But yeah, the premise is it takes place on this sort of otherworldly porch. It goes on forever. There are way too many people on the porch, and we got to get rid of some of them. Um, so yeah, so the Invisible Man character was there was going to be some more exposition or explanation of oh, he's got an idea, there's too many people, he's got to trim off some of the fat, and there was going to be some dialogue of like him having a conversation and explaining, oh, well, what if we just get rid of all the people with bad taste? And in his mind, anyone who likes the musical Cats must have bad taste, so they got to go. Um, I was looking for something that would just be kind of short and sweet, something you could post on a door and not have too much.
Right.
I kind of backed away from even having the dialogue scene. So I was like, what's short and sweet? It can fit on just a card, gets placed on the door. Um, free tickets to Cats, enough said. I
Enough
don't know.
said.
So yeah, you watch it, it's like you probably have some remaining questions, but I feel like it's just enough. I don't know.
Totally.
Maybe it's just enough that you can at least enjoy it without the background story. But
No, absolutely. Yeah, I think I think it's nice a good clarity of design where you can sort of get it's like, all right, people who like cats are getting blown up. There's something there.
that's it. Yeah.
Well, so I'm curious, this is the first time you've done this type of green screening, animating human mouths and all that stuff?
No, the I was doing a bunch of well, I was doing some bodysuit.
Okay.
Yeah, I got into the weird bodysuit stuff. There was a company I was working at called Vocabulary, and they do educational music videos. So I was working there, and that job was like hiring animators and doing a lot of art directing, but then once in a while grabbing a project for me to do, hands-on, and that was kind of my chance to like be experimental or try something out on the green screen or maybe do a stop motion, just it would
Totally.
be like it would be my baby, you know what I mean?
Right.
So there were a whole bunch of videos I did with them in various styles involving the green screen and the bodysuit thing. So then yeah, there's a little bit of a background, but there's definitely stuff in here that I was trying for the first time. I feel like the 3D set, and
Okay,
like
yeah.
scanning across and like placing them in 3D space. I actually underestimated how much that was going to take, and that was part of why I backed away from the Porch venue.
Okay.
It's just so big to
Right.
to edit all that. So I did this one, and I was like, all right, different stuff
Okay.
now.
Well, I
So
like that. It's kind of a tech demo, trying something new, learning something new,
yeah,
but then realizing that that's not exactly the route you want to take for this next few steps. But I respect that. I'm curious, what else did you learn from this process? Any new insights on either the technical dimension or even just story writing?
yeah, I think it's funny after doing a handful of these projects with the bodysuit characters. Part of what makes me want to lean away from that is the you're pretty limited in terms of the character like facial expressions you can get.
Right.
So actually in my more recent stuff I'm just leaning more on classic 2D animation and different things just kind of show more face. Like I found myself kind of missing that, and I feel like this was a fun exercise, but yeah, for some of the stories I want to tell, some of the things I want to express, like I want to see the faces. I want to know
Okay, totally.
what they're thinking. So that was one aspect. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. And I mean, there's a reason why we still love 2D animation to this day. It's extremely
Yeah.
expressive. And, if I close my eyes and think of an iconic, character from television, for example, I'm pretty sure I'm thinking of an animated character over a human character or,
Oh,
live
interesting.
action
Yeah, yeah.
character. But,
Well,
well, so yeah, can you talk a little bit about what you're working on next? Do you have a 2D animated thing in the works?
yeah, it's funny. Actually, I'm working on, so I mentioned I had the background in doing educational videos,
Right.
and for a while I was kind of resisting that, and I would want to pursue, more adult stuff with my work, and I still want to do that, but I found myself kind of splitting the difference a little bit, and I'm putting together it's sort of a kids animated series, but a little bit more irreverent, maybe like 90s Nickelodeon type of
Okay.
style, a little bit, just a
Right.
little bit more zany. Um,
Kind of transcends the age barrier
yeah, maybe
a little
maybe
bit.
like a little more middle school, but still
Right.
irreverent. A little bit of educational, but not classroom videos like I was doing
Right.
for years. And yeah, this one will involve sock puppets, I think.
Oh, awesome.
Still green screen. Like I'm thinking combining sock puppets and giving them 2D bodies. I don't know. So
Oh,
like
cool.
to come back to the thing with like facial expression, you got the
Right.
puppet, but yeah,
Okay.
I'm always looking for new visual things and characters and multimedia stuff. So there's something in that arena that I'm putting together.
Well,
So
that's cool. I love that idea, and I'm eager to see more of these experiments from you because I did really enjoy the porch, and I like that aesthetic, and it's weird, and yeah, it sounds
hey,
great.
thank
Sock
you.
puppets with 2D bodies. I'm here for it, man. Excellent.
I'll
Was there
let you
anything
know.
else you'd like to add about the porch?
I think that's pretty much it. I mean, yeah, it was fun making it. Yeah, I feel like that's most of what I have to say. It's like there's things missing from it, and I feel like we covered that. Like it's sort
Right.
of like a fun scene. It's not necessarily a full-blown story, but
Totally.
you know, it is what it is. It's a shorty.
Yeah.
It's a fun little experiment. So
Absolutely. Well, I think people are going to like it at the October 15th Portland Comedy Film Festival. It's kind of mysterious. It starts off, intriguing with the aesthetic, but then as soon as people start blowing up, who can't love it? You know what I'm saying? So I think it's going to be great. And thank you so much for talking.
awesome. Hey, thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. Take care.
Take it easy.